Hi, welcome back to My Perspective. I'm your host, Shelby Wright. I am so excited you're here today. Okay, let's go into my updates because I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in so long. First things is my birthday was so much fun. If you don't know already, Alright, this is part 2 of trying to record because yesterday Misa was not having it. I forgot where I left off, but I think it was my dislike of the week, which is packing. And honestly, since then, I've made quite a bit of progress. Tip for packing is to go to your local grocery stores like Trader Joe's and ask them for their boxes because boxes are so expensive. And I think they gave me around 8, and then my work gave me a bunch as well. Usually I pack everything in trash bags and throw it in my car, but my parents said not to do that because we're getting a U-Haul this time, and it should be a pretty easy move. That's what I'm hoping. It's gonna be very chaotic, but let me tell you my quick updates. My birthday was so much fun. It went so well. Max pitched. Oh no, he didn't pitch on my birthday, but I did get to watch him pitch, and I haven't seen him pitch in like a year. And we ate at so many good places in Florida. We went to the beach a few times. I made some new friends. We went out, and then I came to SLO and I had my big bar crawl. Yeah, honestly, my birthday went really well, and now there's just a lot of finals, dead week, graduation, a bunch of stuff going on now. Let me actually explain to you what my big updates are. First of all is for my job, which is, okay, so I'm currently a coach. I also run the social media and I do office work at my current place. And they actually asked me to continue doing social media remotely, which is absolutely amazing because even though I am working a 9 to 5, I'm not going to be able, need more money still. And this is like a great part-time job I could do, and I could do it from home, and I love doing it. I pretty much just make Instagram reels for them. I'm going to get a lot more structured with it. I'm going to ask each director exactly what type of videos I need because usually I'm the one taking the videos. Maybe I'll advocate for more professional photos because I think that looks really good, or just better quality photos. So I'll probably spend 5 to 10 hours a week just on that, work at my 9 to 5, and then also I'm gonna be helping out my brother-in-law at his company. So I'm gonna be working a ton this summer, which is really good because I need the extra money. Because another update, I signed a lease on a studio apartment. I'm so flipping excited. It's actually a street down from my sister, and it's less than a 15-minute walk from 2 of my favorite coffee shops. That's insane. It has a mini patio, which most apartments don't have, so it's better than nothing for me. And it's the second largest studio I found, or apartment in general, and it's all brand new inside. I have the most windows in all the complexes, and I won't have roommates. So there were so many plus sides to this apartment complex, and I'm so very, very excited. I just know that, yes, it's going to be hard to transition and get into a routine, but there's so many perks that I'm just stoked. So that kind of goes into today's episode because it's about change and transitions, and I'm going to talk to you about some things that, I'm not going to lie, I'm worried about transitioning to a new place. But this is stuff I'm telling myself, stuff I want to do, and just I've gone through a lot of transitions in my life, whether that's I've gone to 3 high schools, going to college. Me and my boyfriend have been doing long distance, different lengths of distance, different friendships, different works, different careers, I guess. I've gone through a lot of transitions, and I just want to share what I've learned and what I'm hoping to implement in the near future, as of next week. So also what's awesome about this studio apartment is my lease starts July 1st, but they're letting me move in on the 19th because I'm getting the U-Haul straight from SLO to Orange County, which is almost unheard of. Nothing ever comes for free, but they're letting me move in early, which is so nice of them. And so I was going to have to cat sit at my sister's for 2 weeks, but then her friend is now, and now all my stuff can go directly towards Orange County. So let me share with you my weekend. So I ended my job, or the coaching and office work, today, which is a week from graduation. On Friday, Brooke and my parents come. We're going to pack up my house, clean. Then on Saturday, we're going to still pack up and clean. I have graduation at night. And then on Sunday, Brooke is leaving super early. Then me and my parents are getting the U-Haul, filling it up, doing all the last touches, driving like 4 hours down to Orange County, unpacking the U-Haul, organizing and moving into my new apartment. And then so that's Sunday. And then I start my brand new job on Monday, which is insane how quick the turnaround is. And I also work for my brother-in-law that whole weekend, so I'm actually probably going to ask my parents to watch miso for me that first week, just so I can get settled into my place and my job and everything. Because I don't have a backyard for miso really, I am walking distance from like parks and everything like that. Like, that's not a problem. I'm gonna have to start waking up, one, just earlier for my job, and two, I'm gonna have to wake up earlier to work out and take miso on a walk every morning. So I want that first week to settle into probably just waking up and taking a workout class, then going to work, versus waking up, going on a walk, then a workout class, just to like ease myself into it. Working that first weekend, I didn't want to have miso because the weekends are my time to spend all like makeup kind of for that week of not being with him the whole weekend. I'll give him like more love, and I wouldn't be able to do that if I was working also all Saturday, Sunday. To go along with that, some things I've brainstormed have been, one, to like drop him off at my parents' house, two, when Max is in town in the fall, like I asked him to help me out with miso a lot because his parents have a dog and they're besties. But another thing is I'm most likely going to do WAG because it's pretty affordable, and I know someone can just come over at around like noon, which is like halfway through the workday, and take him on a 30-45 minute walk, and he'll be happy, or just even play with him. So I know he's going to be fine. I think last quarter my schedule was gone pretty much all day 2 out of the days of the week, which like obviously isn't the same as a Monday through Friday job, but he's old enough. Okay, but let's get into this episode because I have so much to say and I kind of need to listen to my own advice. All right, let's kick off things by talking about change. Change is inevitable. It's how we embrace that determines our growth. Okay, so sometimes it could be a career change, like me going into construction, or other times it's packing up, moving to a new city, which I'm also doing, moving to Orange County. And also, like, it could be maybe you're moving to college, or you had a recent friend breakup. You know, it could be a variety of things. Change comes in all different forms, and it can make us have all these types of emotions that we're not used to having. So remember to just give yourself grace in that. But let's dig a little deeper into the different types of transitions that we can face. When you decide to switch careers or start up a new job, yes, there's so much excitement. I'm so excited to move to Orange County, but I also have so many nerves on how I'm going to handle it all and be able to be resilient with my new schedule and new friends and figure out what to do with miso. Also, just being post-grad or maybe graduating from high school, this is the time of transition. It's important to recognize that each transition brings its own set of challenges. It requires you to bring a different approach to it to embrace that change. Maybe me graduating from high school, going to college, I can't do the same things that I'm doing now post-college to a new job. Maybe I got to switch it up a little bit. So understanding that change is a part of life. Not trying to have everything in your control, because things are going to change all the time. And you have to really realize that change is just different stages of your life. That is completely normal. Yes, it's so stressful, but we all got to do it. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about shifting our mindset, dealing with uncertainty, maybe some practical tips to really embrace the change and thrive in these moments. So make sure you keep listening. So the second thing I want to talk to you guys about is shifting your mindset. I want to emphasize the significance of mindset, and I think that is one of the top key things you can know. It's all about how we perceive and approach those moments of transitions. We have to adopt a positive and open mindset, and we can transform whatever is going on into an opportunity of growth and personal development versus something we just see as a negative, big, complicating, stressful thing that's happening in the near future. Having a positive mindset is the first thing that's going to unlock so many opportunities and really give you that chance to embrace what's happening in your life. So now let's talk about the benefits of embracing that growth mindset during this time, because maybe it's not such a great time for everybody. I'm having really bad heartburn, not gonna lie. My new place is that I have like kind of an island bar stool kitchen table sort of deal. The second thing about changing, how about change has helped me with resilience, because we're going to get back to the episode really right now. When I quit gymnastics, a part of me kind of broke, and I still think about it now because I'm a gymnastics coach. I've never really gotten over it. Okay, while I'm coaching and I wish that I was still an athlete, I can really dwell in that moment as me as a little kid, like still wanting to be a gymnast. But I try to shift my mindset and focus on everything I've learned since being an athlete. Because as much as I learned, I think gymnastics set me up to be a successful person. But I also think I grew up a lot when I had to stop, because I started working and I met new people and I was able to focus more on work and academics. So I guess that's like the positive side of me quitting gymnastics. Some things that I've done since is take up new hobbies, invest time in self-care. I was a gymnast 21 hours a week, not including having to get massages, going to the chiropractor, doing acupuncture, So I know that this experience has taught me the power of resilience, of switching from being an athlete to just a regular person, I guess, in the working field, and embrace that transition of change and just really catalyst me into the person I am today. I'm definitely putting my children in gymnastics, no doubt about it. Okay, let's go into some practical tips and strategies for cultivating a positive and open mindset during these times of transitions. So one of these has been practicing gratitude. So even in the midst of when I'm being so negative and nothing seems to be going my way, I try to remember to be grateful every day for the little things. I had this 5-minute journal type thing. I had this 5-minute journal from Target, and it asked me, what did I learn today? What was my favorite part of today? And what am I grateful for? And I did it every night. The reason why I liked this journal so much was even if I had a really terrible day, it reminded me to appreciate the present moment and actually shift my mindset on the day to think of it positively. And I actually went to bed happier because I wasn't dwelling on the negative things that happened. I was only thinking about all the little positives. Another strategy that I've picked up is to surround myself with positivity and inspiration. I know that's really hard too. When I first was going through long distance, and I would say more of when Max got drafted, I really sought out the girls who went through the same exact thing a year before. So all the girls that I knew at UCLA whose boyfriends got drafted the year before, and I wanted to hear their advice, their support, and what's really helped them maintain their relationship whenever I'm going through something really difficult, because it kind of eases my anxieties, because the unknown is so anxiety driven for myself. So if I just find someone who knows the answer, it's so much easier for me to grasp whatever is going on. I would recommend going to anyone. So let's say you're graduating from high school and you're going to Cal Poly like me, and you used to know me in high school. I would, if that was myself, or if I was the girl going to Cal Poly, I would reach out to me, and be like, hey, what was your experience? What should I pack? Because you've never been to college, how would you know? My last tip is to remember to celebrate every small victory. I don't understand why people don't celebrate anymore. Or maybe it's birthdays. To me, birthdays are so important. To me, anything awesome is important, if that makes sense. I celebrate every anniversary, Valentine's, holidays, birthdays. And I was having this conversation with one of my friends before. We only have so many days out of the year. A relationship, for example. There's only so many days out of the year we actually celebrate ourselves. And that's why we have those designated days for Mother's Day, Father's Day, your anniversary. Because giving yourself that appreciation and telling everyone else that you are important, I think we should celebrate. Why not? Like, there's so many crappy days in this world. Like, why not we take extra time to celebrate our friends and family? Like, it doesn't do any harm. It actually makes life more interesting and more exciting, because if you just stop celebrating anything, then what are you doing all this for? A part of me didn't want to go to graduation, but then I realized I'm never going to get to go to graduation ever again. And it's a big deal that I'm graduating early. I need to make it a big deal because it is a big deal. And I don't want anyone to make me feel like it was easy, because I didn't come into college with any credits. I switched majors as a freshman. I worked my butt off and I actually got decent grades. I was an A and B student through and through. And yes, I don't have the hardest major, but I worked pretty dang hard. So I think I deserve a pat on the back for that. I also hated freaking high school. I thought about getting my GED as a senior because I was over it. So me graduating college is pretty impressive. And also I'm a first gen student. I think that's what it's called. Both my parents didn't go to college. So it's also pretty cool. So whether you're graduating high school, college, starting a new job, moving to a new place, just make it a point to actually acknowledge every milestone that you go through. Because no matter how small you think it is, it's actually those little celebrations that fuel your motivation. You're not only fueling your motivation, but you're boosting your self-confidence and reinforcing that positive mindset that good things come to you, that people care about you and want to celebrate you. All right, so we have covered the importance of mindset and embracing change, the benefits of adopting the growth mindset, and some practical strategies for cultivating a positive and open mindset during your transition. Now we're going to go into navigating uncertainty, which is my least favorite, and that's why I get anxiety. For myself, it's pretty normal for me to feel uneasy when I go into something where I don't know what's happening and I don't know what to expect. But acknowledging that that's a certain step I have to take to get to this change, making myself uncomfortable, I guess it makes me realize that this is normal. It's a part of the journey and I have to navigate through it. And like I said already, navigating it with other people who've maybe gone through it before. As you know, I'm moving into my own place in a week. And instead of letting that transition overwhelm me with packing and having to reorganize a new place and then start my job the next day, I'm focusing on everything I'm going to learn from this opportunity and ways to pack and time management, because I'm going to learn a lot. I just have to let it happen. Sometimes you have to remind yourself that the greatest opportunities that lie ahead of you are on the other side of uncertainty, and letting anxiety take over is going to prevent you from obtaining that. So maybe let's go into some strategies on how to maintain or manage your uncertainty and actually make you feel like you're making a change in your life that's positive, because I know that can be difficult. So maybe focus on what you can control, because you can't control a lot of things. I know I spiral when I think about everything I can't control, and then I try to control things that actually turn into bad habits for myself. So maybe let's talk about some things that we can control that make us feel better and that shift our mindset. I want to talk about this in another episode of creating a really large and supportive, maybe not large, but a very firm support system. So you gotta surround yourself with like-minded individuals who are going to support you, encourage you, and make that transition a lot better. When I first went to college, the first thing I actually did was get a therapist at school. And she helped me in every transition in all of college, which was so awesome. But maybe it's not therapist. Maybe it's your sister. My sister, I call her nonstop. I would say she is a mentor to me. And I would also say, like, get together your friends and anyone who's had similar experiences. They can really help you navigate that transition you're going through. And not only do they help you with those transitions, but they make your feelings valid. Miso looks so cute right now. My next tip is to practice self-care and self-compassion. That can be regular exercise, meditation, giving yourself permission to actually rest and recharge. The acts of self-care have helped me because if I don't let myself do things that I love, I'm going to be a head case. Our goals can change and that's totally okay. But take some time to reflect on what you actually want to achieve in this new phase of your life. Set realistic and measurable goals that align with what you actually see yourself accomplishing. So I've made myself a somewhat loose plan to moving to Orange County. I want to share them with you all to give you some ideas. First is to be off my phone when I go places such as Pilates and actually be present in the moment to open myself up to the opportunity to actually meet people. Because if I go to Pilates and I'm sitting on my phone, nobody's going to come up to me and tell me they like my workout outfit. Or no one's going to tell me that they've seen me before and want to go get coffee. And not only am I going to be present and off my phone, but I'm actually going to go up to people and do those things. Spark up a conversation while getting water, putting on my Pilates socks. I think it's totally okay to put yourself out there, and maybe they're feeling the exact same way. Maybe they just moved there too and they're looking for new friends. So never put yourself down. I think when I actually get to these moments, I might psych myself out. I'm going to do it and I'll report back. Second thing is to actually go out of my way and hang out with people or invite people over. I am a very much a self-isolation person. I just love to be home, hang out with my dog, and I love my own company. So sometimes I have to force myself to actually talk to people and tell them, hey, I want to hang out, let's go get coffee. I usually tell them, let's go on a walk so I can bring me so. Not everything can be on my time frame. Second is to do hobbies or join clubs of things I like. And this is also one to make friends with people who like to do the same things as me. But also, it's to get myself to spark joy. My therapist always tells me, do the things that I love to do more often than the things that are harming my mental health. Because when my hobbies become more important to me than whatever is diminishing my mental health, I will start to live a happier life. So some of those hobbies might be, for me, taking a painting or a pottery class. For sure doing pickleball. I want to get into surfing again. I don't really know what else. Remember, your goals may evolve along the way. So you have to stay flexible and adapt as needed because you don't want to get down on yourself for these goals and be too nitpicky, because this is just a way for you to feel better, like you have some type of framework as you continue on. You have to adapt to wherever you're going or wherever you're transitioning, because that's an important aspect of embracing your change. Let's say I was moving to Europe and I continued to dress as a typical LA influencer, city baddie girl, or whatever people call, like Y2K, I guess. To me, that's not embracing the culture and embracing my transition in life. Maybe a better way was to slowly adapt what they already wear and to fit in better. So that can be starting a new job, moving to a new city. Just be open to the new experiences and perspectives of people around you, and not actively push against whatever's trying to change that's happened in your life. Just let it come slowly. Embrace that this opportunity has arisen in your life, and that comes with change, but don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone, because the best things in life come when we're uncomfortable. For me, that's taking the time to engage in activities that nourish my mind, my body, my soul, playing pickleball. For your mind, maybe that's journaling, exercising, taking breaks. I know probably Sundays are going to be like my rest day, my reset laundry type days. I made self-care a non-negotiable since the beginning. Reading books before bed that inspire me, or taking my time to engage in hobbies that I might not be good in. It kind of hurt my feelings. I went to the bars this Thursday, and one of the kids from my pickleball class was there, and he was like, "You're terrible at pickleball." And then he said, like, "But at least you're nice," or something like my personality or something that was fine. But it made me so sad because I'm not the worst in the class, like out of the girls, but I know I'm not good. Like I never said I was good at pickleball. I've gotten better, but I know I'm not stellar. And it kind of hurt my feelings because I at least try. I try to be good, okay? The point of that was my hobbies inspire me to stay grounded, have less stress, and keep me happy. I still love playing pickleball. I will play every day, okay? That's all that matters, I guess. And I hadn't done my sauna blanket in a couple of weeks, so I did it. I put it on the couch in the living room, and I've been doing it every night. And I see a dramatic difference in how I feel. Making sure I use my sauna blanket every day is so important for me. It's kind of multitasking because if I'm doing any type of computer work or I'm watching TV, I can just lay in my sauna blanket. It also feels incredible. Or the next thing about self-care is using my LED mask. This is more practical for me. Like sometimes you can like forget to do stuff like the sauna blanket or the LED mask. But Max got me this mask for my birthday and I used the blue light for acne because my skin was so bad when I was in Florida and my skin is actually looking so good. I use the LED mask every single day when I do my hair, when I'm cooking, when I'm cleaning. I kind of picked up my skin the other day, not gonna lie, and made a huge blood mark on my face when there was no pimple there anyways. I just thought there was, but besides that, my skin looks really, really good, and I think it's because the LED mask. Those are some things that I love to do that help me just rewind and take care of myself. We talked about having a support system, creating a team of people that really uplift you, but I want to iterate again that you don't have to go through these transitions by yourself. Please, please, please reach out to friends, your family, your life coach, therapist, because having that network of people can give you encouragement or a sense of belonging, validate the feelings that you're going through because it's not easy. Whatever you're going through, I know it's not easy. Because if let's say you're going through a breakup and you keep seeing all these girls post episodes on your villain era or how they are so much better now and it's been like a month, or you're seeing those TikToks about they're living their best life and you're not there yet, that's okay. You just need to wallow in your feelings, eat all the ice cream, feel the feelings. That's totally okay too, and I think that's not shown enough. Any type of encouragement you can make a huge difference to just navigate those transitions. Highly, highly recommend. Now let's go into keeping your habits and creating normalcy. It's really easy for our routines to get disrupted, and that's what I'm most worried about because I'm going to be so go this next week. But maintaining certain habits and routines that provide you with that sense of stability and normalcy can help that transition. And I'm going to share with you what I'm going to do to help me with this transition because I'm quite stressed about it. But the reason why is familiar patterns can really help you feel like you have some sense of control. Our habits and routines are something that we can take anywhere with us, whether we're traveling, moving, whatever it is. And I found that sticking to some of my daily habits have really helped me maintain a sense of normalcy. Some of them is my supplement routine. I've actually been off my supplement routine for a bit, but I always take these are the ones that I've been taking recently is my hair and energy supplement, my adrenals, my pre and probiotic, and my ashwagandha. I'm actually going to look into saffron and purchase that supplement because I heard it's a natural antidepressant, and I have a lot of natural anti-anxiety medication, but not depression, and I've been looking for that recently. So another thing is walking miso. I have a dog, so I have to go on walks. So it's not even like I want to go on a walk sometimes, like I actually have to take him on a walk. So that's a routine that I've always kept. Even when I was in Florida, I didn't have a car, so I walked to the field every day, and then I walked to get lunch or dinner. It was really nice because you kind of get to explore. It would rain, so I'd have to run. It's just, there's always something happening. Another one is reading. I'm trying to read 36 books this year. So I've been in the habit recently of reading before going to bed. I want to do the 75 soft, and I think my challenge every day is going to be train miso for like 5 minutes and then read before bed and not go on my phone. I've currently been reading 101 essays that'll change the way you think, or something like that's titled like that, and then just a romance novel. I think it's romance. I think it's a mystery. I don't really know. There are definitely some habits I'm going to keep doing while I transition, and then also I have a feeling I'm going to talk about it soon, but 2 other ones will be my workout routine. I've been kind of getting on myself for not working out recently, but then I'm remembering that my workout routine in Orange County is superior. I go to Pilates almost every single day, so I know that once I start doing that, I'm going to feel much better, and I shouldn't get down on myself for not working out right now. And then another thing is I was going to pause my meal subscriptions, but I didn't because that's something I do every week anyways. I shouldn't take that out of my routine and stress myself out with going grocery shopping. Okay. So figure out what strategies and routines have really just helped you day to day, and figure out how you can prioritize them. And maybe there are activities like going to Pilates or playing basketball with your friends, and really giving yourself that intentional time to let yourself do it and not push it off to the side saying you have better things that you need to be doing. I knew I was going to talk about this, but like I said, I'm continuing my meal subscription service, and I want to tell you a little bit about why I think it's so important for me during this time is that because they're pre-portioned ingredients and recipes that are already really easy to make at home, I know it's going to save me time with like packing and moving and everything, but it's going to give me access to really balanced nutrition meals, especially when my schedule is chaotic, and sometimes when you're super stressed, you forget to go get lunch, or you just didn't have time to make breakfast that morning. So it's important that I already will have those meals there for me. And if I'm paying for it, I know dang well I'm going to eat it. So I know that the meal kits are going to be a game changer for me and maintain everything I already do without adding the stress of planning and grocery shopping and all that sorts of stuff. Doing my daily workout of just going to Pilates before work is a time for me to break away from all the stress and anxiety that builds up. It gives me that sense of clarity. Side note, isn't it so weird that, and I'm watching his eyes just roll in the back of his head. So creepy. I got distracted. After my workout, I feel so accomplished and energized and ready for my day. I feel like I just ran 10 miles. That's what I feel like when I finish a workout. I'm just like, dang, I'm freaking awesome. So I'm going to do so I was deciding between Equinox and ClassPass, and I actually DM'd Caitlin Nolan, or whatever her last name is. Her podcast is Not Your Typical, because I know she goes to either the Irvine or Orange County Equinox, because there's only 2 in Orange County. And I was debating on getting an Equinox membership for the past year. The classes, the gym, the pool, all those things. And I DM'd her. I was like, hey, do you like ClassPass or Equinox better? Because she has both. And she said the classes at whatever Equinox she goes to, so one of the 2 Orange County ones, aren't as good, and she recommends ClassPass better. She didn't really say anything else about Equinox, but to me, the biggest point was the classes, because I love Pilates and yoga. She said only the yoga ones are good. So, and I also looked at what times the Equinox classes were, and it didn't really align with my work schedule. So I'm going to stick with ClassPass. Also realized if you have Kaiser, they pay for 15 to 20% of your ClassPass, which is actually probably the only perk of Kaiser. So what's really cool is that I can use ClassPass because there's so many studios around my house and probably walking distance from my house and multiple different times. So that'll be great because if I want to go before work or after work, I don't have to go on one set schedule of one studio like Equinox. Another thing is not only is working out kind of like a sanctuary of peace of calm, but I want my home to feel like that, and I really want to set up my new home to be super cozy and all neutrals and be a physical space where I can just recharge from being away all day. I'm going to share with you a little bit of tips of things that I might do to my new place. Decluttering is obviously key. Since I'm moving in, there should be absolutely no clutter, but I told my parents that they have to help me organize and unpack my whole place. I'm going to be starting a new job and a new home at like peak condition, which is going to be so nice. And moving from my place right now, I'm trying to find things that I don't need to bring that are unnecessary. Because it's a studio, I really don't have any storage or place to put miscellaneous items, so I only want to bring what I need. And this really lets me. Another thing is lighting is so important. Unfortunately, my place isn't south-facing windows, but it's west, which is the second best. And so finding maybe a place that has natural light, super, super important, or opening up the curtains, the blinds. What I'm going to be so excited about is leaving the door open all the freaking time and the windows. It's so good to get in that airflow for yourself, for a mold, just that's so important. Okay, and then at night, I highly recommend getting red light. It's really good to make sure that your melatonin is still producing and you don't wake up your brain. Yeah, so like if maybe you get Wi-Fi light bulbs that like turn on red light at night, or I have a salt lamp that's really cool. So I highly recommend that. Miso actually looks like he's seizing. Another thing to making my home comfy is getting plants. Plants are super important it cleans your air. It's a natural air purifier. And also it brings greenery in, life, freshness. I'm going to try to get plants that don't die pretty quickly. I have a snake plant in my room. I think I've watered twice this year. Somehow it's still alive. I think barely though. I think it's on the verge of dying. I talked about this a little bit about flexibility, but I want to bring it up again. Here's a quote for y'all. Here is a statement for y'all. Flexibility is the key to embracing change because it allows us to adapt and thrive in any situation. There were many times in this moving process where my plans didn't go as I thought they were because just a lot of things. And yes, I was pretty bummed about it. But it actually turns out that I found a great place down the street from my sister, which was probably one of the best options there was. And if I would have gone too down on myself and just put myself in a negative spiral, I would have missed out on the opportunity because I was looking at Zillow every single day. And there was over 200 applicants for my studio I got. 200 applicants. It was only on Zillow for 3 days. I emailed them the day of. So embracing that flexibility allowed me to find this place. Flexibility doesn't mean giving up on your goals or compromising on your values. It's about finding another creative way to figure out what's happening and adapt your strategy. It's giving you the opportunity to think on your feet and adjust your course of action whatever is happening. One way to embrace flexibility is to practice the growth mindset that we talked about. A growth mindset is the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. With a growth mindset, you're able to view challenges as opportunities for growth and learning instead of bad stuff that happens to you. This gives you curiosity and resilience. Another thing with transitions is being open for alternative solutions. So my alternative solution was getting a studio by myself, then with my sister. And yes, it was unexpected and I wasn't planning on it, but it always worked out. I was stressed about money, and now I'm keeping the social media part of my job I currently work, which I never even was going to ask them that. My director above me actually asked for me because she thought I was doing so good at it. So having an open mind actually has given me different paths and new approaches that have worked out for the better. But you can't see these new changes and opportunities as a good thing unless you're giving yourself a sense of self-compassion. because change is stressful and it's normal to feel overwhelmed and frustrated, especially when every time I felt like everything was going not my way. But be kind to yourself and recognize that that's just the process. It's okay to make adjustments and that setbacks happen. I want to end today's episode with reminding you that this is going to be such a great moment in your life. Maybe you can't see it right now, but you'll be able to look back on it and see how much you actually changed and grew, and there's so much out there for you. I really hope that it's going your way and that this is what you planned out, but the reality of it is we never know. The world only gives you what you can handle. You're going to figure it out. If I was talking to one of my friends right now, I only try to be positive for the most part. Encourage them because life is so exciting. Going through all these different changes is what makes you into an adult, what makes you into an interesting person for people to want to talk about. If you lived in the same city your whole life and never moved, never tried anything different, you're going to have a conversation with someone. What are you going to talk about if you've never experienced anything? You've never had any difficult moments in your life. You have to experience hard things in order to be a well-rounded person. I know you're going to get through it and you're going to do amazing things in the future. I am a very future-oriented person, so sometimes I have to remind myself to be present. Just live in this moment and stop thinking about tomorrow, the week ahead, the year ahead, 5 years ahead. I have my 5-10 year plan already made out. And I just need to remember to feel what I feel now, enjoy this moment, because in 10 years from now, I'm not going to remember this moment. So might as well, I should try at least to remember it now. I hope you all have such an amazing week. Please DM me questions because I really want to do a Q&A soon. Follow me. You can DM me on my Perspective Pod. My TikTok is Shelby. Let me know your thoughts. I hope you guys all have a great week and I love you so, so much.